Yo, what's up, guys? Quick live stream. Let's find some bets. There's also some pretty good promos available right now. So why don't we just go ahead? Let's take a look. And I'll keep this live stream brief if there's not a ton of value. I know there's literally so much college basketball today. It's actually insane. I think there was 145 games today, which is absolutely wild. So if we just go here, I mean, where am I trying to go? So if we just go here to college basketball, I mean, there's limitless games, literally limitless games to bet on today. So hopefully, we can find some good value to go with. So in these live streams, I try to focus on the main sports books. So let me filter out WinBet. So we'll focus on Underdog Fantasy first, just because they're running a promo. Obviously, a discounted line. This is a free win. It may not really make sense. Like, why do sports books run these promos? But for books, it's just a marketing cost. So the first play you can see available is Pat under 3 receptions. So what we can do is we can kind of pull up the odds really briefly and just kind of take a look, see what's going on. So let's pull this up. And you can see all the books have his line, at 2.5. Doesn't even look like PrizePicks has a lineup for him. So obviously there's a big jump in the odds from 2.5 to 3 receptions because, if he has exactly 3 receptions, which is very common for Pat, that's what his line is centered around. We're going to push. Or on Underdog, we're going to push if he has exactly 3. So you can just go here. There's an alternate reception. So you can kind of see him 2+ receptions is -400. 3+ receptions is -138. So these are big jumps, in the odds, especially for someone who typically only gets like 4 or 5 targets a game. 2 versus 3 receptions is a huge difference. All the books have his line at 2.5. Underdog has his line at 3. So maybe we take the under for him. Obviously, we don't want to pair Mason Rudolph over 27.5 passing attempts. Doesn't really make sense to take the quarterback to go over and then one of his wide receivers to go under. Also, there's some really good touchdown value. I mean, I gave out some plays on Twitter. I'm not sure, what's still available, but if you just take a look here, what did I go with? I mean, did FanDuel just remove their lines on Najee Harris? I mean, I'm not sure, but regardless, I gave out some plays on Twitter for touchdown scores if you want to check that out. So what we can do is now let's just find a third pick to go with. So it's like, okay, we have 2 good plays loaded up, but we want to find a third pick. Again, what's nice about Underdog Fantasy is if you look at, PrizePicks or most of these other fantasy sites, DFS websites, fixed payout websites, is Underdog Fantasy, when you kind of like go through the math, they give you a 6x payout. So betting 10, this promo is only a max of $10, but they're giving you 10 to win 60. Whereas if you check out PrizePicks, one of their little 3-pick entries, they're only giving you a 5x payout. So PrizePicks, has horrible payouts for these 3-pick entries, but Underdog Fantasy is pretty good. So what we can do is we already have this free win. What we can do is try to find something, to go with. And there's a lot of college basketball. I mean, if you use FanDuel, Josh Hart, well, whoa, look at that. Like, some of these bets move quick. +102 to -140. They move this line from +102 to -140. So some of these really good lines move quick. But anyways, let's reload this. So the final pick we can go with, which looks decent, is Josh Hart under 15.5 points plus rebounds. So let's just load this up. And this can be our final pick. Well, let me reload this quickly. And we want to take Josh Hart under 15.5 points plus rebounds. Underdog, they bump things pretty quick. So if you want to tail, try to tail quickly. Under 15.5 points plus rebounds. So this is what we want to go with, right? Under 15.5 points plus rebounds. And what we can do is we can just go ahead, lock this in. Again, it's a small promo, only a max of $10, but whatever. Obviously, really good value on this play. So this is what we can go with. And then, again, like, even if you don't use FanDuel, you still want to look at their odds as a source of information. All these books have sophisticated models. So we took Josh Hart points plus rebounds. So you can see, like, FanDuel has his line at 14.5. On Underdog Fantasy, we got under 15.5. These things may not seem like a big deal, but if you think about getting an edge, winning long-term on the books, under 15.5 versus under 14.5, it makes it, it makes a big difference long-term. It looks like FanDuel has some good promos too. 25% profit boost on Knicks Wizards, 50% college basketball parlay boost. I mean, they got all sorts of stuff going on right now. So maybe we'll find a play for that in a bit. But anyways, so we got our promo down on Underdog Fantasy. Again, this is what I went with. We got the promo play, then we got an NBA and an NFL pick. And then we can kind of figure out where to go to next. I mean, we can check out Fliff. Typically what I recommend doing just to get rid of these kind of like long shot plays is setting your odds around like, plus 150. So if you take a look here, Canucks under 2.5 team total regular time is plus 160 on Fliff. You can see DraftKings. So if you look at DraftKings right here, DraftKings has this line at plus 120. Again, like the core of sports betting I think we bet this plus 260 on FanDuel. It looks like it's down to plus 230, but there was some pretty good touchdown value. Rudolph was plus 1,500. Now he's down to plus 1,100. Harris, we got plus 180. Now he's down to plus 145. So hopefully you were able to tail some of the plays I gave out on FanDuel. And if you want to see, I mean, we can just take a look. What is everything I ended up going with? Yeah, so we got Harris plus 180, Warren plus 260, Gordon plus 330, Rudolph plus 1,500. And unfortunately, again, like they'll bump shit when there's good value. Like this was plus 180 when all the other books have it around plus 120. So obviously that was a great play on FanDuel, but unfortunately they moved the line. So we have Canucks under 2.5 team total regular time. So this seems like a good play to go with. We have a power play points. I mean, if we want to lock in a play on Fliff, maybe we increase our max odds a bit, see if there's anything. Not really. So, okay, whatever. I mean, we can take the Canucks under 2.5 team total regular time. So I'm going to go over to the NHL. Where's the Canucks game? And again, just try to move quickly because some of these good lines move quick. So just knowing how to navigate, how do you get to team total regular time is useful. And Fliff has a max bet size of 250. A lot of people ask questions, why, did you bet this versus this? And, most of these books have betting limits. So Fliff has a max of 250. You don't want to use Fliff coins, or you can, but Fliff coins is fake money. Like it's not real money. Fliff cash is real money. But anyways, that's what we can go with. So then what we can do is maybe go over to PrizePicks. This play I gave out earlier, it looks pretty damn good. Like college basketball money lines are a pretty active liquid market. And like so many people, they try to, do some complicated stuff. Oh, I want to create a model to beat the sports books. It's like, how on earth are you going to create a better model than DraftKings, Caesars, billion-dollar companies who have better data feeds, more resources? They're taking bets. They're getting action, right? And they're moving lines around based on where sharp action's coming in, where their profitable customers are betting. If all of Circa, which is known to be a pretty sharp, sophisticated sports book, if all of their sharp, profitable customers start hammering Georgia State, they move lines towards Georgia State, right? Like these books are constantly moving around lines. You can see Pinnacle has moved the line, ripped the line towards Georgia State. But anyways, let's see what else we can get. So we'll reload this. I kind of bounce around. Looks like PrizePicks is a little dry right now. There were some good TD scores, actually. I think yesterday, what did we have? This play looked pretty good. And everyone hates taking the unders on touchdown scores, but it's clear as day that this is a very good play to go with. So you want to ignore sports books that only have one-way markets. Like FanDuel, you can only bet on Travis to score. You can't bet on him to not score. They don't show odds on the under. So it's useless, right? They're not giving you a full market. They're only showing you the over, not the under. So they tend to juice these lines a lot. But if you look at the books with two-way markets like ESPN Bet, all these books have him heavily favored to not score a touchdown. And let's see it. It was the same thing with Walker. Walker has screwed me out of a lot of money this year. So But regardless, like, going to continue to follow the data. I mean, I never really changed my approach. So you can see the Walker play, like, the way that PrizePicks works, right, is you take a player's over or they're under, you get the same fucking payout, right? Over 3x payout, under 3x payout. So why would you want to take the under? Well, all the books have his under, favored. Minus 140, minus 150. And then it's the same thing for Travis. This play on Travis is actually better, right? Because the books have the under even more favored, minus 160, minus 170. Like on PrizePicks, it's all about win rate because they always give you the same payout. So you just want to find the picks that are winning at the highest possible rate. But anyways, what we can do is we can go back to PrizePicks. And I mean, we have two good plays, but we need some more value on PrizePicks before we lock in a slip. So, I mean, here's some more plays. I mean, Jalen Brunson over 37.5 PRAs. He has been on absolute fire. So what we can do is we can just check this out. And then we have Pat. So let's go back here. So I already included this in the promo play, but if we wanted to, we could like bet it again. But if you check out Brunson, all the books have his line at, 38.5 roughly. Pinnacle, Fliff, yada, yada. Like we have all these data points, 38, 38.5, whatever. PrizePicks has his line at 38. And even if you only use Underdog Fantasy, like those books are still sources of information, data points for you to make more informed. And you can see they already bumped it up to 38.5. So it doesn't even matter anyways. So let's refresh this. Whoa, but now we have Brunson points. Sheesh. So what we can do is, they may have bumped the PRAs, but it looks like there's still pretty good value on Jalen Brunson points. So what we can do is we can go back here and we can take a look at his points. You can see all the books have his over favored. I mean, Caesars has his line. Not only do they have his line at 27.5, but they have the over favored. So they still have Brunson's line at 26.5. They do. And then I want to go to Pat, under 3 receptions. And what's so stupid about Underdog is they only give me a max bet size of $20 for they only give me a max bet size of $20 for NFL plays, which is insane that these books can just fuck you once you start making money off them. But hey, that's just kind of how it is. So anyways, no reason to complain about something you can't change, right? And then we have Jalen Warren over 3 receptions. I mean, so we could take this again, and you can see they already locked Brunson. So again, like this is what sucks about sports betting. You got to move quick. You're constantly in a race against the sports books to try to get these good bets down. And obviously when I'm on a live stream, I assume some of you are betting it ahead of me, which you're little bitches. But I think that, just like the good bets, they're not going to last forever. What we can do is we'll try to find some plays to pair with, Walker, EPN on PrizePicks. So, like, nobody likes fading, Washington, especially after they've looked this good. But, don't know what to tell you. Their lines are too high. Like, PrizePicks is super inflated on a lot of these college football lines, honestly. So, like, if you go to receiving yards and you take a look at Jalen, it's like, what are they doing? They have his line at 69.5. Literally every other book has his line around 59.5. So, like, I get it. Washington's good. But again, why do you think you're smarter than the entire market? If everyone thought the line should be higher, every sharp bettor, pro sports bettor, sports betting syndicate would have bet the over until the line went higher. Like, these books aren't stupid. They react to information where bets are coming in. But anyways, so these two plays are good to go with. So we have all under so far. But ideally, we can find a few more good picks to go with on PrizePicks. I mean, like all the Washington receivers, it's just like PrizePicks has their lines over inflated. But again, like there's not a ton of other value right now, so it doesn't really matter anyways. So what we can do very briefly is we can check out Underdog again. So, Underdog dry, better. It's really why you ideally want to use as many sportsbooks as possible. You can see better, a new DFS app is dry. This book, Dabble, there's actually been a lot of good value. So, for example, Jonathan Taylor, I have so much money on him to score a touchdown on Dabble. And you may be like, okay, why don't you bet this on PrizePicks, Jonathan Taylor to score a touchdown? Well, he's a goblin, so they're giving you a reduced payout if you take him to score a touchdown. right? They're giving you a reduced payout. So it's not good. The value goes away. So that's not a play we want to go with. The value goes away, but you can get it on Dabble. And you can see all the books have, Jonathan Taylor heavily favored to score today. But anyways, I'm sure some plays will pop up on PrizePicks. I mean, there's just so many games today. So while we're waiting on PrizePicks, what we can do is we can go over to ParlayPlay, which has a ton of value. So ParlayPlay is a book. It actually has the same payouts as PrizePicks for a 6 flex. Again, the only difference is sometimes PrizePicks is screwing up their lines. Last night, at 5 a.m, I gave out a ton of PrizePicks plays. So you can see on PrizePicks, Chris Middleton's rebound line is at 5. The value goes away, right? On ParlayPlay, it's 4.5. And if you go through his game log, there's a lot of games where Chris Middleton has exactly 5 rebounds, and this would have, pushed, whereas your bet on ParlayPlay would have won. And these things really matter long term. And that's why you want to have multiple sports books. And all these books give you free money for signing up anyways, $100 deposit bonus, whatever. So it shouldn't, and you can see they already bumped them up to 5 anyways. So too late on that one anyways. So what we can do is we can refresh this, and there's a ton of plays on FanDuel with all the college basketball. I mean, FanDuel's a great book if you don't use it already. Cardinals first half money line. I mean, there's just a ton of bets on FanDuel right now. College basketball, tons of things. And again, they're running a promo too. So it's pretty simple. 50% profit boost is crazy. The average VIG or juice that sportsbooks charge on main markets, money lines, is 4 or 5%. And you're getting a 50% boost. So a 3-leg parlay, even if you're picking random things, is almost certainly going to be profitable. But anyways, there are some good plays on ParlayPlay. So let's just lock something in. Then let's go back to PrizePicks and hopefully, finish out our slip. Anyways, maybe we just go to PrizePicks. ParlayPlay is not that popular, but there's usually some pretty good value on it. See if there's anything we want to go with. I mean, again, if you're just tuning into the live stream, what do we have? We have this play on Underdog. They're running a promo, and then I'm on the Canucks under 2.5 team total regular time at plus 160 on Fliff. And there's a bunch of other good bets, at least it looks like. But anyways, anything on PrizePicks? Honestly, PrizePicks seems a little dry. So maybe there's just not much else. We can look at some TD score value as well. I mean, sometimes FanDuel has pretty good lines on these TD scores. If you just go to anytime touchdown score, again, you can have leans, things you want to bet, but finding value in the market, I mean, that really is the first step to being a profitable bettor. So look at this. I mean, this looks pretty damn good too. Allen Robinson plus 1,300 on FanDuel. All these other books have him, plus 500-ish, plus 600-ish. And what we can do is actually pull up the two-way markets because, again, books sometimes just add a lot of juice. They juice the crap out of these one-way markets. But, I mean, seems pretty damn good, right? Allen Robinson plus 1,300 when all these other books have his line around plus 500-ish. Seems like a no-brainer. Calvin Austin, I mean, these markets are pretty wide, plus 1,500 minus. So, but FanDuel is a great book for betting TD scores in general. They just tend to have pretty dang good value. I mean, here's another one. Nelson Aguilar, plus 700. All these other books, I mean, plus 400-ish. Crazy. So it actually seems like there's some pretty dang good touchdown score value on FanDuel right now. Alex Pierce, plus 400. All these other books around plus 300. Maybe not as much value. Obviously, the bigger the discrepancy, the more value on the play, the better. But anyways. Halliburton under an assist. Let's check out this play. So I'm not sure. There's just a bunch of games today. So Maxi's line, I'm not sure. Let's check it out. Jaylen Brown, PRAs. Jaylen Brown, PRAs, it looks like they bumped him up to 31.5 already. Embiid over 33.5 points, absolute beast. Did they already bump this line? It seems like they're bumping things pretty quickly. So they already bumped his lineup. So maybe we check PrizePicks one last time and, then we can kind of call it a day. Although it does look like there's some good bets on ParlayPlay, but it seems like some of these are a bit stale, so I got to look into that. So nothing really on PrizePicks. Board seems kind of dry. It was popping earlier with college basketball, but I guess a lot of the games have started at this point. Anyways, final thing we can check out is just the DGF correlation tool. So again, like another strategy for beating PrizePicks is, finding line discrepancies is great. That's one way to win. And we have 4 good picks we could go with. But again, ideally, I'm trying to make a 6 flex. But another thing you can do on PrizePicks is just kind of, ideally find positively correlated plays, right? Plays that are likely to occur together. And the reason that works is, again, PrizePicks has fixed payouts, right? Like if I take Justin Fields, so let's just make a little slip. I mean, correlation's very profitable. Yeah, I don't have much to say about it. Like if you look right here, for example, DJ Moore and Justin Fields, right? Both to go, right? Like if you take Justin Fields over, his main target is Moore. So if Fields goes over, Moore is more likely to go over. You're getting a 3x payout. You take his under, you're also getting a 3x payout. It would make no sense to take Fields over and DJ Moore under because you're getting the same payout as if you took both the overs together, which you can kind of see here if you just like go to the Bears game and you go to same game parlay. Like sports books are dialed in. They already priced this in, right? So if you go here to Justin Fields over, and you can see another benefit is there's pretty good value, right? We're getting his over 197 half passing yards. FanDuel has his line at 203 half. So we're already getting some good value, but what you're going to notice is if you take, Justin Fields to go over and DJ Moore to go over, your parlay on FanDuel is only plus 156 odds. But if you take his under, you'd think the odds would be the same, right? Because the odds on Justin Fields over and under are the same, but your parlay over doubles. It goes up to plus 361 odds. And that's because these plays are positively correlated and FanDuel is dialed the fuck in, right? They know that if Fields goes over, DJ Moore is a lot more likely to go over, so they drastically reduce your payout. But on PrizePicks, again, they don't do that. It's fixed payouts, which is why correlation's, super valuable. Even just like stacking overs on players from the same team. So what we can do is just kind of like using this DG fantasy tool, try to lock in some plays. I mean, and then we can go back to PrizePicks, see if there's any regular plays. I mean, a lot of it is just stacking over. So we have Tyler Scott, and then we have Romeo Doubs. So we have this, and then we have Tyler Scott, and we can lock these in. Over 1.5 receptions. And the added benefit, too, is, right, like Fields' line, it seems a little low if you just go to, like, NFL, passing yards. And obviously, your full slip doesn't have to be solely correlation. Just like when you're forming your PrizePicks plays, it's definitely useful, to kind of do. So what we can do is we can just kind of, lock this in, right? And then we have a correlated slip. And the idea is if Fields goes over, DJ Moore's more likely to go over, Tyler Scott's more likely to go over. So you stack overs on the same team together. But anyways, let's go back here. And what we can do is we can go back to Underdog PrizePicks. I mean, maybe we'll get lucky. Whoa. So let's go here. I can't. No way. So let's see. I mean, I hope I hope this is accurate. Jalen Brunson over 30.5 points plus rebounds. Are they just super stale? So let's go here. Let's get rid of this after our DG fantasy play. Over 30.5 points plus rebounds. Shit, they already bumped it up. So again, like you'll see, just that's the hard part is you really are like day trading the sports books is when lineups change around, sharp action comes in, the market moves. So all this stuff, injuries, what players are playing, not playing, like all this stuff moves around the market where books have their line set. So you can see like the plays already disappeared on PrizePicks. So the value already went away. I fucking missed it because we were, checking out the correlation tool. And obviously, higher correlation score is better for correlation in general. But anyways, let's go back here. And what we can do is we can refresh this. And then we can check out Underdog Fantasy. Hopefully there's some good plays on Underdog. I mean, there's so many games today. We should be able to find some more value. We have NBA and Limitless College. Limitless College. So this play, I actually already think I'm on Underdog Fantasy. I mean, it's the same thing. Like all the books have is over heavily favored. Arthur, Kansas State versus UCF. All the books have is over heavily favored. Underdog, they give you the same payout if you take his over or his under. So you want to find spots, where books have an over or an under really heavily favored. We can check out Fliff again. I mean, sometimes it's just like a waiting game. You're waiting for a book to screw up. All these books like FanDuel, right? There are literally, if you look at FanDuel, just for one football game, there are, thousands of lines that you can bet on. And all these books are setting their own lines, managing their own lines. So we're really just trying to zone in on like, okay, what are those few rare spots where a book is screwing up? So this play just popped up on Fliff. Bears versus Packers, first half total, over 20.5 points. So what we can do is we can go here to the Bears-Packers game, and we can lock in this. And again, just try to move quick because some of these books bump things faster than others. But just again, knowing how to navigate these books, first half total score over 20.5, minus 125. DraftKings minus 138. Bovada has it minus 160. Pinnacle has it minus 154. So that can be the next play we lock in. And again, like the best advice I got when I started sports betting is just treat it like trading a stock. The market has this priced around, 150-ish. We're buying it at 125, minus 125 on Fliff. That's a no-brainer. And if you just follow the data and don't let your emotions get into it, like you'll make a lot more money long term. So what we can do is we can go here. Still looks like this play on Georgia State's available. You can go back to Underdog. We just got a good play down on Fliff. Maybe there's something, maybe there's not. I don't know. We'll see. Nope, pretty dry. So, yeah, I mean, we can call it a day for now. Doesn't seem like, maybe started the live stream a bit too late because too many of the college games have started. But hopefully you were able to get down some good plays, the Underdog promo play. And again, thanks so much for your time.